Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as we're back here for day 3 of the 2026 North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament. Broadcasting to you from Lisbon Fire Department Field, Sandiga Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. As this is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller here, bringing you game number 2 of the day there in the consolation bracket. As this game will feature Lisbon taking on Edgeley. As both teams on day 1, different stories for both teams on day 1. As Edgeley picking up their first ever state tournament victory in their first ever appearance as they defeated Burlington by a score of 5-4. And then Lisbon, in the final game on Friday, they were defeated by Garrison Post number 49 by a score of 14-7. And then Edgeley on day 2, they were defeated by Grafton on the championship bracket side by a score of 6-0. So they find themselves in this game with Lisbon, as Lisbon picked up a big win yesterday on a strong performance on the mound by Jordan Bittner as they defeated Velva by a score of 2-0. So just coming into this game, Lisbon and Edgeley, they do have a previous meeting earlier in the season at the Valley City tournament. That was the first week of June. And Edgeley prevailed in that one by a score of 14-5. But, you get here into the state tournament, Chase, and everybody, right now, Lisbon and Edgeley, they both have the same record. They're both 1-1. So, as far as that game being a factor, probably not too much of a factor, as you got a couple different teams, much improved over the course of the season.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's all about how you're playing now when you play them, right? It's not so much about how you play them, it could be when you're playing them, Brent, to your point earlier. And then you also have to get ready for the pitchers here in this one. You take a look at Edgeley, Trent Johnson, he was dealing earlier in this tournament. Can he have that kind of a performance here again? And then on the opposite side for Cam Cordero, he can be a guy that can, fill the strike zone up as well, can live right on the edges. And if he can do that, he can be a hard pitcher to go up against. So obviously you'll start there, and that's kind of been the name of the game, pitching in this tournament, because it seems like if you've had the better pitcher and you played better defense, yes, you've been the team that's came out victorious more times than not here in this tournament, Brent.
Yeah, these pitchers out here doing a really good job of keeping these hitters off balance. You got some strong, powerful hitting teams, some aggressive teams at the plate. So looking for another pitching duel. Both teams say, they're throwing a couple of their aces out there. So, that contest here just ahead as the Lisbon will take on Edgeley. Lisbon will be the home team on the scoreboard, Edgeley the visitors. We're going to go ahead. We'll step away from this Nodak Insurance Chris Bowen pregame show, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. We'll step away for a short break, and take a word from our sponsors. We'll come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. As we're back here for another Chris Mullen Nodak Insurance pregame show, as we have the head coach of Lisbon Post 7, Coach Brad Bittner. So, Coach Bittner, it's our third interview, so you guys still alive in the tournament. You had a big day yesterday taking on Velva. Velva, no slouch of a team here in the state tournament, and you guys took them down with a win by a score of 2-0. So maybe just kind of recap that game and the performance of your team yesterday.
We knew Velva was going to be a good team. They're known for their sports programs there, and they're very, very, very successful in baseball, football, wrestling, and many more of their activities. But it was a good pitching duel, and for us, Jordan had a little bit better game than their pitcher, shutting them out, getting 12 strikeouts. We made two two huge plays. Knocking the ball down at third base, not allowing the runner early in the game to score, and on a bunt, our third baseman charged the ball, got to the ball, and there was no play at first, and they tried to go first to third. Our shortstop beat their runner to third base by maybe a nose, caught the ball, and it's kind of a wrestling move, tagged him and got him out. So those are two big defensive plays for us. Other than that, Jordan was in control of the whole game. Had them chasing his high fastball, and he was ahead in the count many times. Grayson Lyons came up big for us. We had a runner at third base with less than 2 outs, and he got a sac fly to get the second run to come across for us. And fortunately for us, that's all we needed was those 2 runs.
Yeah, and then, looking at your team or your opponent today here with Edgeley, you guys do have a previous meeting earlier in the season. Edgeley prevailed now down in the Valley City tournament. So does that play a factor in, as you prepared for Edgeley today, or is it just kind of, it's a new season here in the state tournament? Everybody's here. You guys are both 1-1 right now. So how does that play into the game today?
Baseball's a funny game. You can get beat by 10 runs one day and then come back and beat that same team by 10 runs. Yeah. So is it a factor? I don't think it is. That was the first week of June. One thing we know is they'll put the bat on the ball. So defensively, we got to be on. We got Cordero on the mound. He's one of our aces. They're throwing one of their aces that throws pretty hard. So hopefully we got another good pitching duel, and we'll see what we can do with the bats.
Yeah, and then just as we kind of close things out, one or two things that you're looking from, or maybe that you talked to your team about yesterday after the game or this morning before you guys hit the field, that you're looking out, or you're looking for your team to perform out here today.
I thought the first day, Friday, we got a little frustrated, so that was a big talk Friday night, and then Saturday before we started hitting, playing 7 innings, 21 outs, and I thought our kids were focused for that time frame, and we need to carry that over today again. They know it could be a low-scoring game. We got to be ready to play some small ball. We got to manufacture some base runners, move them over, and hopefully get some timely hitting and play good defense. Right now, it's pitching, defense, and getting good base running.
Yeah, and just do you have any final parting thoughts or any comments there before you guys hit the field?
Well, there is no more tomorrow. So this is a game for both teams. You move on or you pack your bags. So I think that's incentive enough to fire ball club up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bittner, good luck today. Thanks for stopping by here with this Nodak Insurance Chris Mullen pregame show. The coaches' interviews are brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. We're going to go ahead and step away and come back for more on your11event.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
All right, welcome back to your11event.com. We're back for that Nodak Insurance Chris Mullen pregame show, as we're going to have this coach's interview here with Edgeley Post 146 head coach Jace Hansen. So, Coach Hansen, looking at yesterday, day number 2, you guys ran into a tough team yesterday in Garrison, and it's not that defensively you guys had a good showing yesterday, just really couldn't find the bat. So maybe just kind of walk us through that game that you had yesterday.
Yeah, like you said, we just couldn't get anything rolling offensively. And I challenged the boys after the game to just regroup, and hopefully today we can have a better day offensively. Defensively, we've been playing pretty clean all tournament, so keep that up.
Yeah, and just kind of looking at your pitching yesterday, you had Frenberg on the mound. Day 1, you guys, you picked up that first state tournament victory in your program history. And big boost to the Edgeley baseball program over there. You had some good pitching on day one. Yesterday, no slouch of a pitching job out there either. So, just as far as your pitching rotation, how you guys sit here today coming in to this game against Lisbon?
Yeah, I mean, we've been pitching great so far. We're sitting pretty good as far as who we have available left, and then, hopefully we continue playing and then we get some more guys back for a few more pitches. But as far as today goes, we're sitting pretty good still.
Yeah, and then you and Lisbon, you guys matched up earlier in the season down at the Valley City tournament. You prevailed. I think it was a score of something like 14-5. So you do have a previous contest against each other. Just kind of looking at Lisbon from when you played them at the beginning of the season till now. What do you see about Lisbon that maybe you're just going to have to kind of focus on as far as maybe some of their strengths or weaknesses, and that's going to help you guys, I guess, to get into the win column and get on to the next game?
Yeah, I think our pitchers just have to pound the zone and stay in the zone and limit the free walks. They're going to put the ball in play. They're a good team. Earlier in the season, we can't really even consider that game because we got better, they got better. It's two different teams. But just staying in the zone defensively and then offensively, just put the ball in play.
All right, Coach. And then just do you have any final comments, parting thoughts here before your team heads out on the field?
Just got to play hard and put the ball in play. See where the cards fall today.
All right, Coach. Hey, thanks for joining us down here with this Dakota Heritage Bank coaches interview. And good luck today on the field there, Coach. And good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach of Edgeley Post 146, Jace Hansen. As he's going to go ahead and head out on the field, we'll come back here for more of this Chris Bowen Nodak Insurance pregame show in just a moment.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions, or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back. You're LevEvent.com as we're back for the Lisbon versus Edgeley game 2 of the day here in this consolation round. As previously it was Thompson defeating Burlington by a score of 7-2. And you had heard those coaches interviews, our pregame coaches interviews brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing your heritage, sharing your future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. That's dhb.bank. dhb.bank with those pregame coaches interviews sponsored by Dakota Heritage Bank. So thank you for sponsoring those. As you heard those coaches' comments, both coaches here know it's kind of the do or die situation in this tournament. You win, you move on and play later on today, and you lose, you're done for the tournament. Both teams sitting at the 1-1. They do have a previous meeting, and really they're just not concerned about that. They're looking at this game right here today to stay in this state tournament. As we're going to go ahead and we'll look at those American Crystal Sugar starting lineups, as Lisbon is the home team on the scoreboard, and they're in the home dugout. So Coach Bittner doing a good job winning those coin flips. I think he's 2-0 right now, or excuse me, 2-1 right now with the coin flips. As we'll go ahead and go through Edgeley post 146, their starting lineup, and starting and leading off will be Colin Barnick at second base. Then at catcher, it's Brady Hansen batting second. Batting third is your third baseman, Ross Friedenberg. Batting fourth is your left fielder, Drew Thorpe. Batting fifth is the shortstop, Nathan Shealy. Batting sixth is the first baseman, Seth Irie. Batting seventh is your center fielder, Cade Nixke. Then batting eighth is the pitcher, Trent Johnson. And batting ninth is the right fielder, Luke Nitschke. And then we'll go with Lisbon. Lisbon, the home team on the scoreboard, as they did pick up that win yesterday against Velva, 2-0. So your starting lineup, not much change from the past few days as your starting lineup. Leading off will be your second baseman, Lincoln Adair. Then batting second is the center fielder, Jacob Lyons. Batting third is the pitcher, Cam Cordero. Batting fourth is your shortstop, Jordan Bittner. Batting fifth is Jaden Howard, the left fielder. Batting sixth is the catcher, Eli Lyons. Batting seventh is Rylan Moss, your third baseman. Batting eighth is the first baseman, Zach Ward. And then batting ninth is Grayson Lyons, the right fielder. So those are your American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life. Great careers, quality products, grow our own. CrystalSugar.com. That's American Crystal Sugar starting lineups at CrystalSugar.com. So those are your starting lineups. So I'm sure they're going to go through. They'll do the American Legion Creed, and then we'll have the national anthem. As we'll step away, we'll take just a little bit of an extended break as they get the national anthem out of the way. We'll come back for the opening pitch here in just a moment on YourLevEvent.com. Step away, take a word from our sponsors. We'll be back.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as we're back here at Lisbon Fire Department Field down at Sandiga Park in Lisbon, North Dakota for the second day, or for the second game of day 3 here in the North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament. This game features Lisbon taking on Edgeley. Both teams getting here, taking a different route to this game as Edgeley won the game on day 1 against Burlington by a score of 5-4. And then Lisbon dropped their opening round game to Garrison by a score of 14-7. Day 2 saw Edgeley take on Grafton. Grafton defeated Edgeley by a score of 6-0. That moved him down to the consolation bracket against Lisbon, where Lisbon on day 2 defeated Velva by a score of 2-0. So it brings us here for that head-to-head contest between Lisbon and Edgeley. The winner here stays in the tournament. They're going to play later on the day. The non-winner will take the trip back home. As just looking ahead here to this game, both coaches, sounded like they're just relying on their pitchers and the defense to back them up, and both looking for the bats here to keep them in the game chase.
Well, that's the thing, right? We were talking about that with Thompson and earlier with Burlington. A couple teams that really didn't get the bats going in the first 2 games. Thompson finally put a couple of innings together, got 3 runs up on the board. They were benefited by a couple of Burlington Bulldog errors, and I think you can say that from Edgeley the first time. They were always within striking distance against Burlington, took advantage when they could to get those 5 runs across. Yesterday, a little bit different of a story, from an Edgeley perspective against Grafton. Just ran to Lillimon and couldn't put the ball in play, probably struck out too many times, where Lisbon booted the ball around in day 1. A lot better defensive performance behind Bittner in day 2. So you've kind of seen the Jekyll and Hyde, I think, for both teams a little bit in 2 games here, Brent.
Yeah, definitely. And both teams here now with the first pitch. And that first pitch looks like officially, we'll see what it is on the clock. 12:51 with your first pitch. As that one falls in there for a ball there. Cam Cordero on the mound for Lisbon. And that's a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike here, leading things off for Edgeley. Post 146 is Colin Barnick. Barnick, your second baseman. And here's Cordero at the delivery, and that ball fouled off for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Cordero steps back on. He's working out of the windup. We saw Bittner yesterday work out of the stretch the whole game. Cordero chooses to go from the windup to start. That ball swung on, popped up here. First base side, hustling after it's Cordero. And Ward at the fence. And no, not able to corral it in.
That was a good hustle by Ward and Cordero, but I think Ward just kind of was looking up, just couldn't quite make the play before you're about ready to go into that dugout there, Brent.
Yep, and just ran out of room over there. So still the 1-2 count to Barnick here from Cordero. Cordero with a little zip on the pitch. That's high fastball, gets him swinging for strikeout number 1 of the game for Cam Cordero. Kind of taking a page out of the Jordan Bittner playbook there.
Yeah, high fastball yesterday was from Bittner, right? If it was an 0-2-1-2, you knew a high fastball was coming for sure.
Coming in. And Jordan yesterday, he did, do a great thing there. He gave a lot of credit to his catcher there yesterday, Eli Lyons, helping him out, calling a great game for him.
It's always nice when you have a catcher that you can trust, and there's just some catchers, not like Tim Wakefield knuckleball, but there is some catchers, for whatever reason, Brent, you just work better with than others.
Yes, definitely. And that one, first pitch there to Brady Hansen falls in for a ball, so 1 ball, no strikes. That ball swung on back to the pitcher, lines it, and things can't be going any better right now for Cam Cordero as he hit caught that line out to the pitcher for the L1 for out 2.
It was kind of like a check swing by Hansen. He didn't get the full barrel up, got a little jammed, but Cam did a good job like a cat having reflexes.
Yeah, did a good job protecting himself, came off the mound just at the right spot. As this is Ross Fredenberg up there. Fredenberg is going to hit that one back up the middle for a base hit. Jake Lyons coming in to field it. So Edgeley saying, just wait a minute, we're not done yet here in the first inning, as they're going to go ahead and get a base hit there from Ross Fredenberg, as that was a first pitch hit. So pitch count right now for Cordero, the number is at 8. So that first hit, brought to you by Chris Moe. Nodak Insurance. Chris can't prevent hits, but he can help after life's curveball. Chris Moe, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. That pitch to Drew Thorpe, your cleanup hitter. That goes for a strike, a swinging strike there by Thorpe. So holding on over there is Zach Ward. So he's holding on Fredenberg. And that pitch swung on back up the middle to Cordero. Cordero got it with his glove. Thought maybe it went behind him. Good recovery by Cordero. Give him 2 for 2 for that pitcher fielding on the mound. Cordero records the out over to first base for the 1-3 putout. And Cam Cordero through the inning. The magic number has been 10 for quite a few pitchers here getting through their first inning. And that's 10 pitches for Cam Cordero. As the score, they're up on that. Our DHB scoreboard is at 0 here, at 0-0, heading into the bottom half of the first inning. We'll return after a word from our sponsors on your live event.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hey, welcome back here, liveevent.com, as we're back for the bottom half of the first inning as Cordero records a strikeout and then a couple line drives right back at him, and he gets the 1-3 putouts for the 2 and 3 outs, number 2 and 3. One hit for Edgeley in the top half of the first inning. So coming through there with that hit was Ross Fredenberg, moved over to first, but Cordero doing some good glove work and being able to collect himself, recording those outs. So just our umpires on the mound here for this game. You have Marshall Krieger behind the plate, Cale Hamry down the first base line, Cale Hamry down at third, and in the field there will be Cale Hamry. So coming up now is Lincoln Adair leading things off for Lisbon. Temperature at game time, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds west-northwest at 14 miles per hour. And that hit back up to the pitcher. A replay here with Cordero as that goes to Johnson. First pitch, first swing, first out. Here to lead things off in the bottom half of the first for the 1-3. That ball hit hard back up the middle, but right to the pitcher there, Mr. Trent Johnson. Johnson with 75 pitches remaining here in the tournament. And that ball goes high to Jake Lyons. So 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Day 1, Johnson had 59 pitches. So started the day with 76. And that goes in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out there. Lincoln Adair thrown out at first. In the pitch, kind of off speed outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jake Lyons. So likes the sign, working out of the windup. So the 2-1 low. Oh, no, it does hit it, so okay. Cross the knees to the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Kind of a delayed call there. I was waiting for him. And now the 2-2 pitch. Hit on down to the third base, going to charge it. Lyons with the wheels, but not in time as the throw gets him there for the 5-3. So the 5-3 put off Rittenberg over to Seth Irie for out 2. So Lisbon making contact, just not able to get anything to punch through there. Yes, here's Cam Cordero. Cordero swings, and that goes into the gap, but gets Sheely got the backhand on it, but then drops it. Likely give him an E6 on that. And Cordero with the speedy run down to first. So base runner on for Lisbon. Cordero with a little bit of speed there, so we'll see if he gets sent or they just hold him.
I was going to say, Brent, when these two pitchers don't have your full 120 to work with, so to speak, in a day, this is a pitcher's friendly kind of at-bats to kind of get the outs early in this game.
Ooh, and goes behind Bittner and hits him. So runners on first and second. Jaden Howard coming up. So hit by pitch. Pitch count there for Johnson at 8, so not doing too bad that way. Couple quick outs, but now working himself into a little bit of a jam. Got 2 outs. Runners will move on a hit. So any contact, runners will go. As the pitch inside, hiding inside for ball 1 to Jaden Howard. Howard yesterday with the single in the game. And swung on, going to right center. And moving over there is Caden Nitschke, and makes the right fielder there, Luke Nitschke. So the Nitschke connection out there in the outfield. Luke Nitschke hauls that one in from right field, moves over, makes the catch, and that's out number 3 as Lisbon sends 5 up. No runs, no hits, as we'll head into the top half of the second inning. Due up for Edgeley will be Sheely, Irie, and Nitschke. Due up here after a word from our sponsors.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as going into the top half of the second inning as we're here in that Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth, all tournament long professional insurance service with a personal touch locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to nd-insure.com. That's nd-insure.com for Wallach Johnson Insurance up here in a broadcast booth. As the throw down there to Lincoln Adair, your second baseman, batter steps up as leading things off here in the second inning for Edgeley is Nathan Sheely, your shortstop. As Edgeley, in that first inning, they had some hard hits there, just back up the middle. Cordero did some good glove work. This one's popped up there for the Olson Accounting fall ball. If you need help with monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy and her staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for all your tax and accounting needs. Go to colsoncpa.com. That's colsoncpa.com. In the pitch, so the 0-1 goes in there for a strike to Sheely. So Cordero in that first inning with 1 strikeout. That was, I guess, the leadoff batter there, Colin Barnick. And the pitch that swung on here, a little pop-up shallow. Second base side, Adair drifts underneath, makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
We saw in the first game, Brent, of the elimination game with Burlington and Thompson, some of those little pop-ups became a little more interesting with the wind swirling for the first time here in Lisbon, because Friday and Saturday you wanted some wind as a fan because it was a little humid, but today the wind's going to be a little bit more of an interesting factor.
Yeah. All right, and that's outside for ball one. As you know, I think the wind was coming out of the south there. It switched around just a little bit now, more out of the west. So we'll see how that changes things on the field. That pitch outside, ball two. So 2-0 there to Seth Irie, big Seth Irie. As Cordero with the pitch that swung on, he's going to lift that to, diving, and the catch by Jake Lyons, the Gold Glove catch out there, leaves his feet, makes the catch. You got to feel good with the pitcher when you see your team playing like that, stepping up Jake Lyons. Holy cow.
If that one gets by Lyons, that's at least 2, if not 3, depending on how Grayson Lyons, backs him up. But to your point, Brent, getting a little grass burn, the greasy grass here, so to speak, in Lisbon, and a really nice play. That might be your play of the game right there for Jake Lyons, robbing a base hit from Irie.
Yep. An L8 line out, but great place, great glove work. Outfielders doing a bang-up job in this tournament. And the pitch, that's high there to Caden Nitschke.
And for fans that don't know, we're saying that the grass is nice. It's an inside joke from earlier in the tournament.
It's a little slick on day one in the morning, so. I was thinking, though, a team name could be the Greasy Grassers.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all.
All right, here's Cordero. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2 pitch. And that swung on high fastball once again, another strikeout. And that'll retire the side. The 1-2-3 inning with the great glove work out there in the field by Jake Lyons retires the side for Edgeley. So no runs, no hits for Edgeley. No one left on base as we'll go ahead and go to the bottom of the second inning here as Lisbon due up for Lisbon. The bottom half of the order with Eli Lyons, Rylan Moss, and Zach Ward. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Hey, welcome back. Your11event.com. And just getting into those double plays. All double plays in this tournament sponsored by Lamore Hardware. Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Their Sweet Pickins section, you'll see brand new furniture and decor. Go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. And if you're just tuning in, that first inning, Cam Cordero shutting down Edgeley. A couple hard hits. And then Lisbon came back, not able to put a base run around, but not able to move him around. And that's going to be a swing and a miss there by Eli Lyons, leading things off for Lisbon. So the 0-1. Cordero with 73 pitches left. He has 20 so far in this game. He came to the day with 93 left. So now with 73 pitches left for Cordero. So 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That swung on here. A little soft dribbler to the shortstop. Going to get it. There's Shuley, the big stretch by Irie. And the man is flexible. Went in with about the full stretch there. Throws him out there for the 6-3.
Got the stirrups on, too, the high socks. I mean, that's like a little old school up top, and he never wears an undershirt. He's got it about buttoned up. He's ready to party. He's got about 3-4 buttons. The top 2, they're letting loose.
Yeah, when I think of that, how he's dressed, I think of Babe Ruth or Bam Bam, I guess is kind of what I think there. All right. Rylan Moss up to the plate, so that one got by the catcher there, the 1-0. Moss pretty reliable, fairly solid there in the bottom of the order, collecting hits in both games. And the pitch, that one goes inside for a ball. So 3 balls, no strikes to Moss. The 3-0, 1 out there for Trent Johnson. Johnson started the day with 76 pitches. And that's going to get a walk to Rylan Moss. So Rylan Moss on the base pass with the walk. Goes down to first. So the 4-pitch walk there to Rylan Moss. That'll bring up Zach Ward, the first baseman for Lisbon. So here's Ward. Going to step in, crosses the plate. Trent Johnson out of the stretch, and the pitch going to go outside, ball 1 to Ward. Johnson will take a look over. Moss about a 1.5 step lead over there, kind of tight there on first base with the lead. And the throw over, dives back, puts the tag on by Irie.
Johnson says, you might think it's a tight lead. I'm going to make sure he stays even maybe tighter.
I'm going to put you back on the base. Yeah, here's Zach Ward now steps in. And the pitch by Johnson, swung on for strike. Took something off of that one. Ward underneath it. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Zach Ward. And the pitch by Johnson. Ooh, check swing, just kind of checks it. That goes out high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now 20 pitches out there for Trent Johnson. Johnson coming in relief on day 1. And, just shutting down Burlington. So gets the start here today. Throw over and not in time. Over to first. Moss kind of break dancing with the one hand on the base, scoots back up. Here's Ward, steps back in, out of the stretch, the pitch. And that's across the plate for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Ward with 1 out. Johnson takes a quick peek, now steps on. Keeping an eye on Moss over at first. And that's high for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ward not chasing. Good plate discipline there by Ward.
Well, full count sometimes. This is when you put a guy in motion, potentially, Brent, to see. We'll see what Brad wants to do here.
Yep. As Moss in the secondary, that's going to go inside, draws the walk. So Coach Bittner choosing patience as that'll draw the walk to Ward. So 2 base runners on now. As Lisbon in that first inning had 2 base runners as well. That was Jordan Bittner and Cam Cordero. That's going to bring up Grayson Lyons. Lyons with the big hit yesterday with that sacrifice fly, drove in a run, giving Lisbon the early lead in that game. Here's Lyons. Lyons gets throws bunt. Oh, just not able to get it down underneath it. Got a piece of it for strike 1 for Lyons. So the mind of Coach Bittner, he's going to try to manufacture those runs. Gave the bunt sign to Lyons, not able to get it down. So with 1 out, and a swing by Lyons for strike 2. The 0-2 to Lyons. Grayson Lyons, your number 9 hitter, out in right field. On deck is Lincoln Adair for Lisbon. Here's Johnson, takes a look in now at 25 pitches. That swung on, high fastball gets him on Grayson Lyons. So goes after the high fast one, not much he could do with it. And that gets the strikeout. The first one of the game I have for Trent Johnson. He has 2 on there, giving up a couple walks, back-to-back walks to Rylan Moss and Zach Ward. Now Johnson here, top of the lineup with Lincoln Adair. The pitch swung on. This one's off the handle, kind of jams him inside. Runners going with 2 outs. And that goes well foul down the first base side. So that was your Olsen Accounting foul ball there as Adair back in. Wide stance on Adair. Swing. Takes a big cut and a miss. So Adair here at 0-2. Trent Johnson out of the stretch. The pitch takes something off it outside. Misses just outside. Dare took the long look at it. Watched it hit the catcher's glove. So 1-2 coming up, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Yeah, Moss down at second. And that swung on. This is going to go by the second baseman. Gets by him. Runner's going to come around. Going home. Mishandled by the right fielder. Runner's heading over to third. The throw, not in time, but it was close. Maybe a little closer than what it should have been. Ward kind of held up a little bit there. Not sure if they give him an error on that for handling that, but there you go. So
you get the run driven in for Lincoln for sure. The runner was off and rolling, but I think to your point, Brent, going second to third, probably on that little bobble by the right fielder on that with Luke Nitschke's. But still, Lisbon takes the first lead on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, so that is the first hit for Lisbon. So with that, Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance first hit for Lisbon. Chris can't prevent hits, but he can help play after last curveballs. Chris Moen, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. He's going to bring up Jake Lyons. So on the scoreboard, Lisbon with the early lead, now up 1-0 on the DHB scoreboard. So Dare over at first. I think we got runners at the corner for Lisbon. So runners at the corner, threatening here with the 2 outs. And that's Jake Lyons that's up. So give Adair the base. Oh, they got him going for the forced balk play, going home with it. They knew what they were going to do on that one. So they kind of snuffed out Lisbon's game plan. Lisbon went for the forced balk. They snuffed out Zach Ward, tag him out at home, but Lisbon does get 1 run across there as Lisbon will lead. New score update on the DHB scoreboard. Lisbon 1, Edgeley 0 after 2 innings. We'll step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hey, welcome back. You're liveevent.com as Lisbon up on the DHB scoreboard. They go up by a score of 1-0. Just a reminder, all those stolen bases here today brought to you by S&T Quick Stop in Thompson for your food and fuel fast. That's S&T Quick Stop in Thompson for all of your stolen bases today during the tournament. As Lisbon going back to that play with the forced balk. We saw that work for him earlier in the tournament. And this time, Edgeley kind of scouted that out, knew what they were going to do once they saw it, and went home, got word out at home plate. So now up in this top half of the third inning, Trent Johnson up to bat. Here's Cam Cordero still on the mound. 21 pitches so far today for Cordero. So the 1-0, that's going to go inside for ball 2 to Johnson. 2 balls, no strikes to Johnson. Lisbon leads 1-0. That pitch swung on here, going over to the shortstop. Bittner fields it cleanly over to Ward. That gets by him, not able to pick it. And that's going to send Johnson scampering around to second. The throw to second, not in time. And Ward not able to pick it after the throw from Bittner. So the error on the throw. So give Johnson second base off the error, the E6. So 2 errors, or just an error on that on the throw. He's able to advance to second there for Trent Johnson. Luke Nitschke coming up to bat. And looks like we're going to have a pinch runner going out there for your pitcher for Edgeley, Trent Johnson. As maybe number 4. So number 4 is Jager Sand going out there for Johnson.
If you're Edgeley, you get a free out right off the bat also because of that one all the way to the backstop. You get that extra 90 feet on top of it here, Brent. So you might be able to play a little small ball if you want to move that runner, 90 feet away from trying to tie this one up.
Yeah, so far Cordero pretty efficient, but now with the base runner on second, scoring position. Now it's going to catch the outside part of the plate for strike 1 against Luke Nitschke. So 0-1, both teams with a hit in the game, both teams with an error. Lisbon leads by a score of 1-0. Cordero's going to take a look at second. Bittner kind of over there holding him on. The pitch, that's going to be swung on. This one's shallow. It's going to be trouble, but Lyons is coming in. Oh, and misses it. And runner's going to hold up. Ooh, Lyons was on the horse and just missed it. It would have been a tough one to come in on, but not able to get there.
Yeah, base hit, and if you're the second baseman, in sand, you can't really go to third base.
No.
And a good job by Adair as well, quickly to go out there to back it up. If no one there was there to back it up, maybe you try to go to third base, but you can't fault the hustle there by Lyons.
Yep, now showing a bunt, and the runner with that big secondary. Lyons thought about throwing it down, kind of ran him back. So now it's Colin Barnick back to the top of the lineup. Runners on first and second, nobody out. A little bit of a jam here now for Cordero. The 0-1. Pick play got him. Oh, no. Dropped the ball. Bittner had it. Heck of a move by Cordero, but just not able to handle it.
Yeah, that was a good old daylight play, right? You mentioned it, Brent. You saw that secondary lead on the first pitch. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to go throw that daylight play, and they had it executed perfectly. Just couldn't finish on the tag.
And the pitch by Cordero swung on for strike 2. So Cordero chooses he's just going to go at these batters right now. Went straight at Barnick. In a bit of a jam. So runners on first and second, the pitch. Not swung on, fouled off for another Olson County foul ball.
Those are tough ones, right? You had the error, then all of a sudden you got them back on the pick play, and now all of a sudden if you're Cordero just looking to get a strikeout or something on the ground.
Yep, yeah, would have been a big boost there getting that out, but not able to execute. Now swung on there to the shortstop. He's going to go to the second and gets the one. Yep, gets the out at second. So now we're going to have runners at the corner. So Barnick on the fielder's choice will reach. There is one out, so that'll be Nitschke out.
Not the worst job by Adair, not forcing it, as we said earlier. Just make sure you get the out. Double play is still in order here in the inning.
Yes. So one out. That's going to bring up Brady Hansen. Hansen lined out to the pitchers last time up. One of 2 lineouts in that first inning to the pitcher. And that swung on. Go throw down to second. Oh, just safe. Head first slide. The back feet were up in the air. Bittner puts on the tag, but gets in safely.
What was more impressive, they had Adair in the front to act like he was going to go catch it to make sure the runners stand at third when it go, and they still nearly gunned him down going to Bittner.
Yeah, very close. Another S&T quick stop in Thompson. Stolen base, food and fuel fast. S&T quick stop in Thompson. So that'll put Barnick at second. So it takes away the double play. Although we've seen a lot of non-traditional double plays here today in this tournament.
Yes, we have. You're 4-6-3 or 6-4-3. We've seen it once, but not a lot.
No. And there's Cordero. That's going to go to the third baseman. He's going to look at first. Makes the throw to Ward. Ward with the tag. That's going to hold the runners. So tags him out. Hanging on to the ball. Good job, Zach Ward on the 5-3 for the second out.
A bad job by Moss there either. Just because he knew where that runner was, he's not going to break for it, so got the out quickly over at first base.
Yeah, I think he thought about going to third there, but made the right choice going to first, getting the force out. So that'll bring up Ross Fredenberg. Fredenberg first time up with a base hit. He's going to swing on that hard hit and would not have been wanting or be in front of that one. That was a screamer foul ball there for Olson County foul ball, first base side. So strike 1 on Fredenberg. Looking to do some damage with the bat. With the 0-1 and the delivery that swung on here, a little dribbler back to the pitcher. Cordero well versed in that, getting the workout on the pitcher's mound, and he's going to record the third out. Cordero pitches himself out of the jam, and Lisbon getting out of there without giving up a run. They still lead on the DHB scoreboard by a score of 1-0, but Edgeley does add another hit there as they're going to leave 2 on base. So 1 hit, 2 left on base. And we'll go ahead and come back here as Lisbon due up in the bottom half of the third inning for Lisbon coming up. Looks like Jake Lyons will be back up along with Cam Cordero and Jordan Bittner. So we'll go ahead and step away, take word from our sponsors, come back for more on your liveevent.com.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com, back for this bottom half of the third inning as Lisbon leading up on the scoreboard by a score of 1-0. Edgeley threatening in the top half of the third. They're going to leave 2 runners on with 1 hit in that inning. Cordero doing a good job pitching himself out of a jam. Due up for Lisbon. You got Jake Lyons back up at the plate after Ward was thrown out on that forced balk play. So Lyons back up here against Johnson. That's check swing, going to go in there for a strike. For strike 1 on Jake Lyons. As 44, now 43 pitches remaining for Trent Johnson in the tournament. And that pitch goes outside. We'll see if Lisbon, if they're able to extend these at-bats and get on to the next pitcher there. Johnson in the game with 34. That's going to go in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Lions. So 1 ball, 2 strikes in the game for Johnson. 1 strikeout earlier back in the second inning. That's swung on. Gets him swinging. Another high fastball strikeout for Trent Johnson. So strikeout number 2 on Jake Lyons.
And similar to what we said with Johnson earlier, you know, when he can get that fastball going, especially when he came in relief back on Friday, it can be a dangerous pitch where he was able to record a lot of strikeouts.
Yes, he was. That pitch can get in there for a strike, so kind of pounding the strike zone now and finding that strike zone is Trent Johnson, heating up a little bit, going against Cam Cordero. Cordero had reached on an error back in the first inning on an E6. And the 0-1 outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Only problem is, from an Edgeley point of view, you just don't have 120 for him to work with today,
exactly.
You know?
Yep, limited here on day 3. Pitch by Johnson, swung on. He's going to lift this to center field and drifting over and making that catch out there. Cade Nitschke making it look easy out in center for the second out. So the F8 by Cordero. Now steps up Jordan Bittner. Jordan Bittner last time up, hit by pitch. Now 39 pitches for Johnson. That's going to go high for ball 1. A little high and outside, ball 1 on Bittner. And the pitch by Johnson. That swung on, foul back. Takes a big cut at it by Jordan Bittner. So here's Johnson, works out of the windup. 2 down for Lisbon. And the pitch, and that swung on here as going to the shortstop, gets under Sheely's glove. Bittner's going to have a base hit. It was a diving effort by Sheely, just not able to keep that in front of him, but laid straight out for it. Not able to knock it down. Base hit, Jordan Bittner.
Yeah, good diving attempt by the shortstop, as you mentioned, with Sheely. That one just kind of all of a sudden, as you're making the diving attempt with the glove, it just curves right down underneath you.
Yeah, just bent underneath it. So that'll bring up Jaden Howard. Here, runner on first for Lisbon, 2 down. And the throw over by the pitcher there, Trent Johnson. Bittner able to get back. Was holding pretty tight to first. It was going to take about a 1.5 step lead over there for Bittner. Here's Howard, and going to go outside. Oh, catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. So the 0-1 pitch coming up, 2 outs. Runner on first for Lisbon is Jordan Bittner with the base hit. Over there to left field. Now the throw over there Bittner gets back in time. Ivy puts on the tag. So just trying to hold Bittner, holding tight at first. The 0-1 coming up here from Johnson to Howard. And the pitch, that's high, ball ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. We saw Jaden Howard doing a little bit different stance yesterday, kind of moved up in the box. Then when the pitcher had come set, he'd move back. All kind of towards the backside of the box. That's swung on. So hit and run on for Lisbon. Howard gets a piece of it for an Olson Accounting foul ball. And Johnson taking his time, steps off the mound. He's up to 45 pitches. Started the day, he had 76 remaining, now up to 45. Going to take a look at first. Swung on. Good 2-strike approach there by Howard. Had to get a piece of that. Was able to follow that out for an Olson County foul ball. So here's Johnson. Still keeping an eye over there on Bittner in the pitch. And that swung on here. Shortstop side. And he's going to make the long throw over. And no, not in time, safe. So 2 runners on as Howard had the hustle down. He made the extra stretch, crossing the base and hitting the base just in time because a great throw by Sheely made the long throw. Good play over there, just didn't get the out.
Howard kind of almost spun his feet too at the turf a little bit here. So really good play though by the shortstop Sheely. I mean, he had to throw a bullet over there to Irie, he nearly got him.
All right, here's Eli Lyons coming up. Lyons ground out. Back in the 2nd inning. So 2 outs, runners on, 1st and 2nd for Lisbon. They've been able to get the base runners on, producing 1 run so far in the game. So the 1-0 here to Lions. And that's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Johnson in a little bit of a jam here. He's got runners on 1st and 2nd. Runners will go with contact. So the 2-0. Hitters count here, and that's going to hit Lions. Lions sometimes can be a ball magnet up there. And he's hit by a pitch. He's going to load him up. Brings up Rylan Moss. Rylan Moss back in the 2nd inning. Drew a walk. So we're going to load him up here for Lisbon. That'll put Jordan Bittner over at 3rd. Jaden Howard at 2nd. And Eli Lyons down at 1st. So a couple base hits by Lisbon and a good hustle by Howard. Beating out the throw. That first pitch offered by Johnson to Moss goes in for a strike. So working out of the windup here with bases loaded is Johnson. And the pitch on the 0-1 across outside part of the plate. Strike 2. So the 0-2 here. Moss goes to the 2-strike approach. Chokes up a little bit on the bat. Steps in, widen the stance out just a little bit more. And the pitch by Johnson. Swing, gets him a high fastball. He goes. So got him on the strikeout. So strikeout number 3 there for Johnson. Has 2 in this inning. Lisbon's, they'll go ahead and they'll leave 2 on. And no runs across for Lisbon up on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It is Lisbon 1, Edgeley 0. Heading in the top half of that 4th inning for Edgeley. You'll see middle of the order coming up with Drew Thorpe, Nathan Sheely, and Seth Irie. So that's just ahead on yourlevevent.com.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Hey, welcome back. yourlevevent.com as we're back at Sandaga Park here, LFD Field in Lisbon, North Dakota. It's our 2nd game here on day 3, a consolation round game between Lisbon and Edgeley. Lisbon leads us by a score of 1-0. as we will have our in-game update here, sponsored by Bank North. Banking should feel personal at Bank North. It does. They're proud to be local, supporting local teams in the communities they serve. Visit banknorth.bank to learn more. Bank North, member FDIC and equal housing lender. That's banknorth.bank. As starting out the starting pitchers in the game, Trent Johnson for Edgeley, Cam Cordero for Lisbon. As Lisbon in that first inning able to score 1 run, and then collecting 3 hits in the game for Lisbon, and Edgeley in the game with 2 hits. They've left some base runners on, just not able to push a run across, as Cordero pitching himself out of a jam in that 3rd inning, as Edgeley would go ahead and leave 2 base runners on there for that Bank North in-game update. So coming up, as we said, the middle of the order coming up here for Edgeley, as Drew Thorpe up. That's going to go outside for ball 2 to Drew Thorpe. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here, Cordero still on the mound. He started the day for Cordero. Let's see. Cordero had 93 pitches left starting the day. Right now he has 37 in the game. So try to keep track, keep you updated on Cordero. And the pitch, that's inside for a strike. Catches the inside part, kind of tailed off at the end, but he's going to go 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Drew Thorpe. Thorpe back in the 1st inning with a ground out there to Cordero. Comebacker to Cordero, and that's going to walk him. So it's 3-2, and that walks him. Drew Thorpe is on. So base runner on. As Cordero and Lisbon, leadoff hitter, and back in the 3rd inning was Trent Johnson able to get on. Caused some problems for Lisbon. Now Drew Thorpe is on with the walk. That'll bring up Nathan Sheely. That's in there for a ball to Nathan Sheely. Sheely last time up struck out back in the 2nd inning. And that is their Riverside Building Center mound visit. So Jaden Bittner, assistant coach, coming out to the mound, just going to talk things over with his infield there for that Riverside Building Center RBC mound visit, the premier dealer for all of your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes, as Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. So defense just kind of talking things over, seeing what the situation is. Want to know what they're going to do with the ball here with no outs, 1 runner on. Maybe looking to run over there is Drew Thorpe with some speed. As here's Sheely, and that pitch outside for ball 2 to Nathan Sheely, the shortstop. Sheely doing some glove work out there at short, further on the defensive side. There's Thorpe not going for ball 3 on Sheely. So things kind of quieting down here on LFD Field. As runner on first over there, Drew Thorpe. That pitch hits the outside part of the plate, strike 1. Sheely taking all the way on that. Watch the ball across the outside part of the plate for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. So here comes the 3-1. Cordero takes a look over. Now the pitch, going to skip across the plate for ball 4. 2 walks given up back to back. Now by Cordero. That's going to put Drew Thorpe over on second and Nathan Sheely on first. Now to bring up Seth Irie. Irie had reached on an error. That was back in the 2nd inning. Or excuse me, lined out back in the 2nd inning. So lined out back in the 2nd inning to the center fielder. And that first pitch falls in there for a strike from Cordero. So here's Cordero working out of the stretch. Bittner kind of comes over trying to hold on. Thorpe, and that ball popped up. Going to go shallow right center, calling it. And throwing it back in. Here's Grayson Lyons on the throw to third. Oh, just missing it, just a little off the mark. As on the tag, Thorpe hustling over, but the out is, or it isn't out. Caught there by Grayson Lyons. Lyons knew what he was going to do with it. Off the tag by Thorpe, so Thorpe will advance. Runners at the corner now, but 1 out there on the fly to left for the F9 by Irie. Now brings up Caden Itchke. So runners at the corner. That's Drew Thorpe over at third, Nathan Shealy at first. Run goes down, cut off by Adair. Has to kind of leap and do a jump kick and manages to bring that one down. So runners there with that S&T stolen base. So S&T quick stop and Thompson food and fuel fast there, as that's going to take Nathan Shealy down to second. Now runners in scoring position. This ball hit, and that's a base hit. One run comes around. Lions charging on it. So one run across. We're tied up now on the DHB scoreboard at 1 apiece.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, right? All of a sudden, the last two batters, you get a productive out by Irie, move the runner into, third base. You hit it the opposite way, so now all of a sudden, now Edgeley has a chance to take the lead here in the fourth inning with just some timely hits and good piece of hitting.
Yeah, and that'll bring up Trent Johnson. So here's Johnson up with one out. That ball a little across the knees for strike one.
Also, now the pitch count's starting to mount for Cordero right now, Brent, as he's at an even 50.
Yes, it is. Started the day at 97. Excuse me, 93 to start the day. A little throw over to first base. Trying to keep the runner tight over there. Here with Trent Johnson up. So one out there. Seth Irie with the fly out. Knocks in the run, though. And that ball here is hit to the third baseman. Looks him off. They're going to go. Gets him in a rundown. To third, and they're going to get the tag out. He's out. And a good play by Rylan Moss. He was looking off the runner. The runner was almost halfway down, and you can kind of see the foot mark where he caught himself and started heading back to third. So another good play there over there by Rylan Moss.
Yeah, Rylan Moss did it perfectly, right? Because he picked it, and then as he was about ready to throw to first, he looked at the lead runner and was like, oh, I got you now, and kind of in the sights. And really good job by Lisbon to at least get the lead runner out at third base and collect that second out.
So the situation changes now. 2 outs here for Cordero with Trent Johnson. That's going to be a little slow roller to Bittner. Goes 2, and that's out number 3. And Lisbon and Cordero kind of get out of a jam. They do give up 1 run, but they do record 3 outs here and retire the side for Edgeley, as a new score up on the DHB scoreboard is Lisbon 1, Edgeley 1. We'll come back for the bottom half of the fourth inning for Lisbon, as due up for Lisbon, bottom part of the order with Zach Ward, Grayson Lyons, then back to the top with Lincoln Adair, just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as back here from Lisbon Fire Department Field, Sandager Park in Lisbon, North Dakota, here for the bottom half of the fourth inning, as we'll take a look at the Hunter Insurance Bracket Breakdown. Hunter Insurance Agency is dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance requests from crop, hail, farm, commercial, and home. For more information, go online to HunterInsuranceAgency.com. That's HunterInsuranceAgency.com. And if you're tuning in here for day 3, opening up this tournament on day 3, you had Thompson taking on Burlington. It was Thompson defeating Burlington by a score of 7-2. And then this game here on the consolation side with Lisbon and Edgeley. Right now, Lisbon leads this by a score, we're tied up here at 1 apiece, as Edgeley just added a run to tie this one up here in the top half of the fourth inning, now moving to the bottom of the fourth. Game later today, in the first semifinal game, will feature Grafton against Garrison. That is your Bank North in-game update. All right, Lisbon up here. We got Zach Ward. So first pitch by Johnson is a strike. Johnson, to start this inning, has 23 pitches left. That's fouled off for an Olson Accounting foul ball. So the 0-2 to Ward. Lisbon trying to extend the at-bats with the limited pitches left here for Johnson. And that's going to go high for ball 1. Just kind of let that one go early, floated up just a little bit high on Johnson. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ward last time up drew a walk. And the pitch, not swung on. He's going to pop that up. And that's going first base side. Irie's over there. And that's out of play there for another Olson Accounting foul ball. Excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Johnson will step on. Takes the sign, and the pitch, that's going to go high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Ward doing his job up there. Choked up with the 2-strike approach. Making some good contact there. Patience at the plate. And the pitch by Johnson. That's going to go cross high. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Zach Ward. So the 3-2 coming up. And the pitch. That goes across, hits him. Well, the hit by pitch by Zach Ward. And he goes down to first. Oh, the leadoff hitter here. Number 8 batter, and Zach Ward is on base. Another hit by pitch. Last time up, he drew a walk. Then he was throwing out at the home in that forced balk play.
These are situations, especially in a 1-1 game. Again, bottom of the lineup, you move guys over a little bit on a run. Do you try a hit and run? Curious to see what Brad Bittner's going to call here, Brent, with the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah, and Grayson, that brings up Grayson Lyons, number 9. He's going to show bunt, and that's going to go in for a strike. He kind of pulled back, but falls in for a strike for the 0-1. See if he can move, trying to move Zach Ward. Ward on base down at first. The little jump turn. Almost got Ward. Ward stepping a dive back.
Just kind of waiting for him to take his leave, and then all of a sudden you take that second one, and that's where that hip turn comes, and can you get your momentum quickly back to first?
Yeah, good pitch, or good job by Johnson. That's going to go foul, so Lions having a hard time putting the bunt down. That ball riding just a little bit high. Maybe could have let that one go. You get down there in that crouch position. If it goes above your bat, more than likely it's going to be a ball. So now the 2-0, or the 0-2, excuse me. And this is Grayson Lyons going to lift this one. Shallow right center and coming over, and that forces Ward back. So Caden Itchie comes over, records the out on the F8. So Ward holds that first. Here comes Lincoln Adair. As Adair with a base hit back in the second. Ground out in the first. And gets him back there. So still working Ward. Pushes him back as we're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. All tied up at 1 apiece on the DHB scoreboard. Lisbon strikes first in the second. Edgeley came back here in the top of the 4th. So the 0-1 on Lincoln Adair with 1 out. Runner at first, Zach Ward. And here's Johnson. Pitch count climbing now. 64, now 65 pitches. Yes. He started the day. He had 76 pitches left. Down to his last 11. And here's Johnson with the pitch. And that's swung on. That ball's traveling, but drifting over, making the catch. With the long out is Cade Nitschke. So Nitschke seeing some work in center field. Trent Johnson gets Lincoln Adair to fly out for the second out. That still strands Zach Ward over at first. And that brings up Jacob Lyons. So Lyons struck out in the third, ground out in the first. With 66 pitches left, 10 pitches left now for Trent Johnson. Swinging and a miss by Lyons. So Johnson, victory for him would be able to get into the 5th inning. And the victory for Edgeley as far as pitching, get him into the 5th inning. That's going to go high for ball 1.
I would say if he can just even get out of this inning, right?
Exactly.
I mean, as long as he can get you 4, but if you're Lisbon, you get a long at bat here, maybe you can chase him either this or the on-deck batter if you can get one more guy on.
Yeah, Johnson's going to take the sign. Runner at first is Ward. The pitch that swung on popped up behind home. Catcher's going to try to make a play on it, not able to. So I thought it might hang up there, just couldn't get to it. And that's out of play for an Olson Accounting foul ball. So that'll bring the 1-2 pitch coming up. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Jake Lyons. Lyons looking for his first base hit of the game, or first hit of the game. And that's the pitch. Outside part of the plate, catches him looking for the strikeout. Recorded by Trent Johnson. So Johnson with the strikeout here in the fourth. For the third out, retires the side on Lisbon. Johnson in the game with 3 strikeouts. So that'll bring us into the top half of the 5th inning as we're tied up. And due up for Edgeley is the bottom of the order here with Luke Nitschke. Then back to the top with Colin Barnick and Brady Hansen. So just ahead on yourliveevent.com afterward from our sponsors.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner 3. Good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hey, welcome back. yourliveevent.com, back for another inning at the 2026 North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament as we move into the top of the 5th inning. As coming up here for Edgeley is Luke Nitschke, your number 9 hitter. Cam Cordero starting the day with 93 pitches. He's up to 52. And that's going to go outside, ball 1. There to Nitschke. So 1 ball, no strikes as Edgeley puts a run on the board. Top of the 4th. That goes outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Both teams 3 hits in the game and 1 error. So the 2-0. And the pitch, that's going to be swung on foul back for an Olson Accounting foul ball. 2-1 here from Cordero to Nitschke. And Cordero working out of the stretch. And the pitch, the 2-1, that's outside. Says no on it. Nitschke held himself back, started to go. Did good job pulling back on that. So 3-1. Looked nice starting out, just kind of bent to the outside. Last minute, across the knees and low. So below the knees, ball 4. And that's going to put a leadoff runner or leadoff batter aboard. And Luke Nitschke drawing the walk. So the last 3 innings, 3, 4, and 5, leadoff runner aboard for Edgeley.
And they did a good job of getting runners on. Now it's about getting them in, which last inning they did score at least 1 run from the Edgeley point of view.
That's high. So high fastball starting out on Colin Barnick. Back to the top of the order. So another mound visit coming up as we have that mound visit with Coach Jaden Bittner going out there. So the Riverside Building Center mound visit, the premier dealer for all of your building supply needs from the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go to online to rbclisbon.com. That's rbclisbon.com with our Riverside Building Center mound visit. Just kind of breaks them up, talking some strategy about if the runner goes, what they're going to do with nobody out. So Luke Nitschke aboard here. Colin Barnick ahead in this count, the 1-0 to Barnick. Last time up, he had reached first base on a fielder's choice. Struck out. This one's going to go pop up, moving over first base side, and out of play for strike 2 on Barnick. So Barnick struck out back in the first and had reached on a fielder's choice back in the third. So here's Cordero still working out of the stretch. Here with Barnick, the 1-2 coming up. Runner over there is going to check him. Just dropped it. But sliding back safely, Luke Nitschke. So Nitschke back on first. Cordero's going to step on, goes out of the stretch for the 1-2. or excuse me, the 1-1 coming up. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Oh, we're going to have a throw down, just not in time. That's going to scoot through. And here he goes to third. Going to take it, and that throw not in time. So a good piece of base run, sliding in head first. Saw that it got by the second baseman. Charging in was Lyons, but a good piece of base running out over at third with nobody out for Luke Nitschke.
And so you get the stolen base, then the throwing error to allow him to get to third base. Now the infield's got to come in.
So slaps the glove. Get the scoreboard reset up there. So here's with the 2-2. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Goes with the off speed. Not able to catch up to it there. That was Colin Barnick for the strikeout here with Cordero.
It's an obvious statement, but a large out for Cordero.
Yes,
They're not putting the ball in play. As you got to get one more here before you can get that infield back to normal depth.
Yep, and that's the 4th strikeout now for Cam Cordero. Up to 61 pitches. And the pitch across the knees for strike. Number 1 on Brady Hansen.
Yeah, Fredenberg coming up to the plate here. Or Ross Fredenberg.
Okay. So, yep, so Fredenberg up. And that ball fouled off. Okay, so the 0-2.
It's got Barnick over at third base right now, and then Hansen just struck out.
Okay. All right, and the pitch that swung on, that fouled off. So swinging third strike, coming home, not able to get him or the out. So run does score. I thought it was a foul ball, but it must have said just off the catcher's glove. And run does score. And now with 1 out, that's going to bring Fredenberg up to first. So Drew Thorpe coming up with 1 out.
And Edgeley with a 2-1 lead, so never a foul tip from our home plate umpire. So it gives him a 2-1 lead now.
Yep, 2-1. That ball fouled off for an Olson County foul ball.
And be marked as a pass ball there by Lyons just to allow that runner to come in from third base with Barnick.
All right, so Drew Thorpe up with the 0-1. That's going to go high. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Thorpe. And Cordero's going to take a look at first. Ward's holding him on over there. He's going to throw over there. Puts the tag or applies the tag. And gets away from him there, but gets the ball back over to Cordero. Thorpe looks down, takes the sign. Working out of the stretch here is Cordero. On Drew Thorpe, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So Cordero keeping an eye over there on second, or excuse me, on first. With Fredenberg, pitch high and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Drew Thorpe. Oh, Cordero taking a look again. Here's Thorpe in the box, and the pitch is going to swing on that. Could have been another strikeout, or that is another strikeout there on Drew Thorpe. So Thorpe in this game, in that first inning, had grounded out, drew a walk in the 4th, now a strikeout here in the 5th. So that'll bring up Nathan Sheely. Still that runner over there on first. That's going to be lifted here, foul for an Olson Accounting foul ball. So strike 1 on Sheely. As Edgeley's up in this now by a score of 2-1 on Lisbon. Still with 3 hits, Lisbon dinged down with 3 errors in the game. And the pitch by Cordero, that swung on, kind of a little check swing. That's going to roll, slow roller there to Adair, to the shortstop, then to Adair for the 6-3 on that out as on the fielder's choice. So that'll retire the side there of Edgeley, as Edgeley will take the lead up on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard by a score of 2-1 over Lisbon. And coming up, due up for Lisbon, as Lisbon here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. They're going to have middle of the order coming up with Cordero, Bittner, and Howard. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
To say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Hey, welcome back. Your 11vet.com back here for the bottom half of the fifth inning as we have your Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth, professional insurance service with a personal touch. Locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to ndinsured.com. Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth here at the 2026 North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament. Lisbon here, middle of the order coming up. Cam Cordero, and that ball swung on for strike one. Here's Cordero in the game. In the first inning, had reached first on an error and then flying out to the center fielder back in the third. Johnson working quick now, putting 2 strikes, going right at Cam Cordero as he has 6 pitches left for the tournament. And for this game, now down to 4 pitches. That swung on, gets him high fastball, swinging for a strikeout. Things going the way right now. Trent Johnson recording that strikeout. Down to 3 pitches or finish the batter.
Well, he needed to, right? I mean, if Bittner gets 1 pitch, 1 out as an example, you might be able to get out of the inning, the whole inning here, Brentwood, just because he can finish that. So we'll see what happens.
Yep, here's Jordan Bittner coming up. Cleanup hitter for Lisbon, your shortstop. That pitch drifts outside for ball 1. So the 1-0 here to Jordan Bittner. And that goes high, ball 2. Bittner showing some patience at the plate. So this more than likely is his last batter here for Trent Johnson. And the pitch going to go low outside, ball 3, 3-0 coming up.
And there's your 135 like you're talking about. And the coach is coming out.
So we'll see if he's going to take the ball away from him. So we do have that mound visit in. It looks like a pitching change coming up there with that Riverside Building Center pitching change. The premier dealer for all of your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement, complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. So looks like Brady Hansen's gonna. Yep, so we're gonna go ahead. We'll go ahead and step away here after the mound visit here in the pitching change with that RBC pitching change. We'll go ahead and step away here. Come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
Hey, welcome back here. YourLeveland.com as we're back with that Riverside Building Center pitching change as just some of those defensive changes as you'll have Colin Barnick, as Barnick will move to second. Brady Hansen will go to pitch. Brady Hansen will go to pitch. And then moving behind the plate, let's see if I got it, was Colin Barnick. Sorry, so Barnick behind the plate, Brady Hansen pitching. So Barnick behind the plate, Brady Hansen pitching. Trent Johnson will move over to second base. So those are the defensive changes as Hansen will go out there and take his warm-up pitches.
And inherit a 3-0 count.
Yeah. And that'll go in for a strike. So strike one there on Jordan Bittner. So the 3-1. Here Hansen, the right-handed pitcher, is going to throw that high for ball 4. Puts Bittner on with 1 out. So Jaden Howard coming up, has a base hit back in the 3rd inning. Ground out back in the 1st for Jaden Howard. Here's Hansen. Takes a look back on at first with Bittner. And the pitch, that's swung on here, base hit going into left field, cut off by the left fielder out there, Drew Thorpe. And Lisbon and Jaden Howard deliver, advancing Jordan Bittner up to second. So 1 out, 2 runners on now for Lisbon. Let's see if Eli Lyons and Lisbon can move these runners around the bases. Here, Drew Thorpe kind of hugging, playing closer to that left field line. Lyons known for pulling that ball down left field. That's going to get through the gap there, and the Bittner's going to come home. The throw, and it's on the mark, not cut off, and 1 run. We're going to have a tie ball game as the RBI single over there by Eli Lyons.
A really good piece of hitting by Eli Lyons to tie up the game, as you said, Brent. And since they made the pitching change, they have wasted very little time. Early swings in the counts, able to get a single left, a single up the middle, and now Lisbon has a chance to take the lead with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and Lyons delivering here for Lisbon. Gets Bittner around as we're tied up at 2 apiece on the DHB scoreboard. It's a little bit of time there called by the home plate umpire as now Hansen steps back on.
Really good swing by Eli, too, on that one.
Definitely. Yep, great contact, good line drive, base hit there. The pitch outside, nice off-speed pitch here to Rylan Moss for strike 1.
Trent Johnson had to leave again because he hit his pitch total. He got 135 for the tournament, so that's why he was asked to leave.
Not voluntarily.
No. I think Edgeley wouldn't have liked him to go for another 10, 15 pitches if he could.
Yeah, there Brady Hansen goes back to that off-speed pitch there now for the 0-2. See if he comes back with the high heater here as the pitch going back out, hits the outside part of the plate. So continuing with the off-speed, there's Brady Hansen. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good knockdown there by your catcher, Colin Barnick. Kept that ball in front of him. And here's Hansen with the 1-2. That's outside, ball 2. Not missing my much there with that fastball outside part of the plate, Brady Hansen. Looks back in here, the 2-2, 1 out, runners on first and second. And the pitch high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Rylan Moss. So here's the 3-2 with 1 out. Ball in the air, runners will watch it. On the ground, they have to go. And the pitch, Howard's going to go, swing, and not getting him. And the stolen base over there for Jaden Howard as both runners will advance. So the double steal put on by Lisbon there with that S&T quick stop. And Thompson, stolen base, Food and Fuel fast there with the S&T quick stop, stolen base. So that'll advance the runners up with Howard at third and Lyons at second. And that's going to get the strikeout on Moss with the hit and run on the runners going. Here's Zach Ward with 2 outs. Goes in there for a strike.
I got a chance to be a hero here, right? You put one in the outfield grass, one for sure, possibly two after that double steal to score for Lisbon.
Yeah, make contact. Put the ball in play here for Zach Ward. He can do a little bit of damage. Here's the 0-1 outside. And just doing a nice grab there, Colin Barnick. Ball drifting away to the outside first base side and did a nice grab. Potentially stopping a run from coming in there as the 1-ball-1-strike pitch here from Brady Hansen. Falls in for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ward. Ward chokes up on the bat here with 2 outs. Runners going, anything in the air, they're going to take off here for home. As the 1-2 coming up. That pitch outside is going to skip away. The rebound, so it's coming back to the catcher, but sliding across is Jaden Bittner for the run. Then Lisbon takes the lead. So Lisbon and Jaden Howard with the run. Now with 2 runs across in this inning as brings into that double steal, moving those runners up a base. Pays off for Lisbon taking the chance. And now we got Lions over at third. Lisbon with the lead. The count on Zach Ward. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Brady Hansen with the 1-2. The pitch and hits him. The hit by pitch. Looks like he tried to go maybe curveball on that. Something's off speed and just didn't break across the plate and nails Zach Ward for the hit by pitch. So we have Ward down to first. Grayson Lyons coming up. So Lyons coming up. Lyons striking out and then flying out to center field. Back in the 4th inning, so strike out in the 2nd, fly out to center back in the 4th. 2 runs across for Lisbon. Now with 5 hits in the game for Lisbon. That ball outside, ball 1. So 5 hits off of 3 runs for Lisbon so far, bottom half of the 5th inning. Here's Hansen's going to take a look over at first. And the pitch outside, ball 2, 2-0 as Hansen trying to find the handle in the strike zone once again.
Yeah, Barnick did a good job with that backhand because that easily kind of went all the way to the backstop and been another run for Lisbon coming in.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those. The one with the run come across just wasn't able to get there. As the pitch that swung on, putting it in play to the third baseman. He's going to go across the diamond over to first. Makes the easy grab over there at first is Seth Irie. And that'll record the out, though. As Lions did make contact, just wasn't able to get it to punch through. Good play over there by the third baseman for the 5-3 putout. As Lisbon up on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, they have the lead now by a score of 3-2 over Edgeley. So battle going on here in Lisbon at Sandager Park. As coming up for Edgeley in the top half of the 6th inning, you're going to have Seth Irie, Caden Nitschke, and Trent Johnson. So bottom half of the order coming up here for Edgeley after word from our sponsors.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com. DHB scoreboard. Lisbon leads by a score of 3-2 as they take the lead in the bottom half of the 5th inning. All double plays in this tournament sponsored by Lamore Hardware. Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Their sweet picking section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Go online, LamoreHardware.com. That's LamoreHardware.com. Get them off there as Lisbon with the lead. That's going to bring up here the bottom half of the order for Edgeley as Cam Cordero still in the game. Cordero starting out the day. He had 93 pitches left. He's up to 72. So 21 pitches left now in the game here in the tournament for Cam Cordero. And that throw down there. So batter's going to go ahead and step in here with Seth Irie. Irie in the game. Line out to center field and then fly out to right. Line out in the 2nd, fly out back in the 4th. Going up against Cordero for the 3rd time. The pitch that swung on And a line shot there, gets underneath or by the shortstop for a base hit. First pitch swinging there, Irie. Leadoff runner once again, or leadoff batter aboard.
Edgeley's done that really well, haven't they, Brett? Whether
Yes.
it's been a single, a walk, something aboard just to get base runners on against Cordero.
Yeah, innings 3, 4, 5, and now 6 with the leadoff runner aboard. And the pitch, that's swung on, coming out, fired. Oh, and a web jam over there. And that's on out. Gets the lead runner. Looks like the ball must have hit. I thought he caught it, so got a handful of dirt, but he does get one out.
Dare did a good job trying to get there. And I think what Coach Bittner is going to ask to see if it was gloved number 1 to begin with. Regardless, they did get the main runner out, the lead runner with Irie, to try to get that flip quickly, because that was close to maybe almost being trapped, or was it right into the glove, and then you would have maybe had a chance to get Irie off at first. Regardless, a hard hit ball that results as an out.
And he had the presence of mind, collected himself, and knew what to do with it, so knew he didn't catch it, got the out on the lead runner. So the lead runner gets our lead batter on. There was Irie. He's thrown out at second with one out. So fielder's choice, Cade Nitschke is at first. Edgeley comes out, all guns a-blazing here for Edgeley. Here's Trent Johnson up, that's throw over to first. Checking the runner over there, keeping him tight. So the 0-1, little boost there to Lisbon on the defensive side there. And here's Cordero with the pitch, the 0-1, across the knees for ball 1. So just below the knees, a little bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Trent Johnson. Johnson reaching on an air back in the third and then flying out, or a little pop out to the second, or shortstop. And this one with the throwback once again, Cordero's going to work the runner. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for Edgeley. Johnson at the plate. And the pitch, and that swung on, popped up here, first base side, over the PA announcer's booth in the concession stand for strike 2. I felt safe on that one.
Not as much of a line drive.
No. All right, Olson Accounting foul ball there as the pitch, and that's going to be high, is going to go. He did. He went around, had the high fastball. Johnson tried to hold back, but it just looked too good. And does clear the plate for the strike, so a strikeout.
That's almost one where you're trying to get away from it, but then you carry your momentum and you quickly have that bat coming through. And, tough one for Edgeley, but from our vantage point, it did look like he went through the zone.
It did. And that's high. So out 2 here with Luke Nitschke up the bat. There is a runner on in Cade Nitschke. Lisbon trying to shut down Edgeley in the top half of the 6th inning. Edgeley not making it easy. That's across the knees for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Luke Nitschke. Number 9 batter in the order. Also playing right field, here's Nitschke. And the pitch by Cordero. The 1-1 swung on, takes off speed. And Nitschke not able to sit back and hold off enough on that one. And gets strike 2 for Cordero. I'm just amazing some of the pitches these guys come up with. And the pitch, and that swung on, fouled off for the 2-strike approach, and the Olson Accounting foul ball gets a piece of it. As Trent Johnson is already at second base with 2 outs, he's running for sure. Any contact, and he's off to the races. The 1-2, here's Cordero to Luke Nitschke. That swung on, strikeout. Second one of the inning, so 4 up. 3 outs recorded, retires the side of Edgeley, heading into the bottom half of the 6th inning for Lisbon, as Edgeley will strand 1 runner on base with 1 hit and then 1 runner left on base. So coming up for Lisbon, back to the top of the order for Lisbon. So Lisbon will have Adair, Lyons, and Cordero up. So a good part of the order coming up here for Lisbon, back to the top with Adair, Lyons, and Cordero. That's just ahead on yourlevevent.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon. featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank & Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank & Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Welcome back here, liveevent.com, as we're back here at LFT Field, San Diego Park, here for bottom half of the sixth inning. Lisbon top of the order up here for Brady Hansen, as Hansen 18 pitches in the game. Cordero, just like to mention, he has 83. That's low for ball one on Adair. So looking at Cordero, he has 10 pitches left. You're going into the seventh inning. That ball off speed, going to catch for a strike.
And reminder, you win this game, you're automatically top 4 in the state here this season too, Brent.
Yep. A little bit of bragging rights there. Getting in the top 4. It's going to be swung on back up the middle. Fielded by Sheely over to first. Gets him in time. And good play there by Sheely. Thought maybe he was going to punch through. He goes over, scoops it up. Throws it to first.
Yeah, not a bad play at all by Sheely. Able to take his momentum, get behind it, have something on it, and then a nice stretch by Irie. Again, just the angle that you're able to take. A reason you take geometry in school right there, Brent.
Right. The pitch by Hansen outside for ball one there to Jake Lyons. So Lisbon still up on the DHB scoreboard by a score of 3-2. 5 hits in the game, 4 hits for Edgeley. Lisbon with those 3 errors, Edgeley with 1. And the pitch by Hansen. That's a ball to Jake Lyons. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Went out there with that out 6-3 put out on Adair. Hit back up the middle. Good job by Sheely. Swinging and a miss by Lyons. So 1-2 coming up. Working out of the stretch. Here is Brady Hansen. So you see a lot of these pitchers. Seen a lot of them here prefer to work out of the stretch with nobody on. And the pitch. That's thought about it. Holds back there a little bit high for ball 2. Didn't go. So we'll check down there. First base side and said he didn't go. So the 2-2 pitch coming there from Hansen to Jake Lyons. In the pitch, the leg kick, that's going to be off speed, catches him swinging for the strikeout. Sends in the bender there and gets Jake Lyons swinging on the strikeout. So now that brings up Cam Cordero, number 3 in the batting order here with Cordero. Cordero had reached on back in the first, reached base back in the first, flew out in the third to center, and then struck out in the 5th. That first pitch to Cordero is a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Cam Cordero. So here's the 1-0 pitch. That's swung on, lifted out here to right field. The ball's going to hang up. Right fielder Drew Thorpe catches it and retires the side for Lisbon. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Brady Hansen at the top of the order for Lisbon. So that'll go into the 7th. Top half of the 7th inning. Also top of the order coming up for Edgeley, with Barnick, Hansen, and Fredenberg just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com back for the top half of the 7th inning. Lisbon up on the DHB scoreboard. They lead by a score of 3-2. Back and forth battle between Lisbon and Edgeley. Lisbon grabbed the early lead, went up 1-0 in the second. Edgeley coming back in the 4th and 5th inning, put 2 runs on the board in the top of the 4th, top of the 5th. Lisbon responds bottom half of the 5th inning with 2 runs, now lead by a score of 3-2. Here's Cordero, 10 pitches left in the tournament. Going to catch that one for a strike. Going up against Colin Barnick, back to the top of the order with Edgeley. So the 0-1 pitch coming up. And the delivery, it's for the strike number 2. Off-speed pitch. Went fastball, now off-speed by Cordero. Lions catching behind the plate for Lisbon. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball strikes him out. Goes with the heater. And that strikeout for Cordero.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good
There it
night. He
was.
doesn't have a lot of pitches yet to work with, and he understands it, so he's going right after him.
Yeah, they say he understands the assignment. As Brady Hansen, where 4 strikes, 4 pitches, 4 strikes, starting out here for Cordero. So the 0-1 coming here to Brady Hansen. Hansen struck out back in the 5th. Strike 2. Cordero's on fire. Reminds me of some of the basketball games he gets in. He's just firing away. He's doing the same thing on the mound here, and that goes high. Fastball. Hansen gets a piece of it for that Olsen Accounting foul ball. So the 0-2, protecting the plate there was Brady Hansen. Coming high fastball was Cordero. Comes with the 0-2 once again, 1 out. And that's changeup, and he gets him. And Cordero with the strikeout. As he has 3 pitches left. He's got the second out. Edgeley's down to 1 out now with Ross Fredenberg coming up. Cordero trying to go with the complete game. If he can do this, Lisbon will feel good about what they did today and so far in the tournament. As that's ball 1. So the first ball pitch there, that's going to go low. For a strike across the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to Fredenberg. Fredenberg in the game as a single. Back in the 1st and back in the 5th. So 2 hits. And that's going to go hard hit there. Gets by Rylan Moss. So a hard hit. Moss took the little short hop in front of his glove. Wasn't able to get on or to keep it in front of him. So Fredenberg with another base hit in the game.
I think you might get your pitching change right now.
Like
that was a tough one for Moss. They don't call it the hop box for nothing because
No
that
kidding.
was coming at him really quickly on that hop.
Yep, and just like a goalie there, you got to decide what you're going to do, and wasn't able to get the glove on at that time. So we have another mound visit and pitching change coming up there. Cordero reaching the pitch limit for the tournament. As that's sponsored by Riverside Building Center, the premier dealer for all of your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement, complete pre-built homes. As Riverside Building Center, stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. As that pitching change there, sponsored by Riverside Building Center. And looks like Lincoln Adair coming in to relieve for Cordero. So we'll step away quickly. We'll come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all, from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as we're almost complete with that Riverside Building Center pitching mound change or pitching change. As Lincoln Adair will come in, just a direct switch, keeping it easy up on the guys in the announcers booth. So direct switch there between Lincoln Adair and Cam Cordero. Cordero will move to second. Adair moving in to pitch to try to shut things out here, pick the save up as Lisbon leads by a score of 3-2. Cordero coming in in this top half of the 7th inning. Had 10 pitches left right away. Through 6 strikes, picks up a strikeout on Colin Barnick and Brady Hansen, and now Ross Frenberg with the single knocks Cordero out, brings in Lincoln Adair, and Drew Thorpe coming up.
And if you're Edgeley, Drew Thorpe might be the guy you want up in this situation. He's found ways to get on base with walks, with singles, put the ball in play. So this by no means will be an easy out with how
not.
Thorpe has been able to swing the stick so far this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see if the wiliness here of Lincoln Anderson, high baseball IQ on Adair out there on the mound. See what he can do with 2 outs. And if he can find the strike zone here, ball 1 from Adair to Drew Thorpe. Runner on first, Ross Frydenberg. So I'd imagine he's just going to try to get the out, going to go after the batter here. He has Adair. That fouled off.
And a courtesy runner now into the game for Edgeley as you have Riggin Sand. So Sand over at first base.
Okay, Riggin Sand in courtesy running. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Adair. Going to hit the jump turn. They're going to try to get him in a rundown. That gets away from Ward, unfortunately. And, man, he almost had him in the hot box. And that's going to move the runner over to third.
Tough one on the air. That just one-hopped the first baseman and just unable for Ward to get in front of that baseball. Now that tie and run 90 feet away.
Yeah, just a little jump turn by Adair changes the situation here for Thorpe. So ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. You'll see if Adair can bear down here. The pitch, that swung on and a miss for strike 2 on Drew Thorpe.
Lincoln reared back on for that fastball.
Yeah, he did. So the 2-2, 2-2-2 there, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High fastball, that's going to get fouled out. He went with the high fast one. Thorpe, he climbed the stairs to get that one. And follows that out for an Olson Accounting foul ball. I should say climb the ladder as here it is. The 2-2 pitch again. This one's outside, full count, 3-2. So the 3-2 coming up. Here Adair working out of the windup. And the pitch, the 3-2 delivery. That swung on, strikes him out. Adair and Lisbon are going to move on there. They win on the DHB scoreboard by a score of 3-2. So Lisbon will move on as they're going to go ahead and they'll face Thompson later on today. So Lisbon with the 3-2 victory over Edgeley as Lincoln Adair comes in relief, picks up the save. Cordero with the win. And the home team, the hosts of the tournament, will move on and finish at least in the top 4. As we're going to go ahead and we'll step away. We'll come back, maybe go over a bracket breakdown, kind of give you the update on what's going on in the tournament, hand out some of our awards here from the game today. So we'll step away, take a word from our sponsors, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hey, welcome back here at LiveEvent.com as we're back here in Lisbon, North Dakota at LFD Field from Sandager Park, as this game just concluding the second game of the day here down this consolation bracket on day 3 of the 2026 North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament as Lisbon prevails with a close game against Edgeley. They pull it out here by a score of 3-2 as Cam Cordero, he's going to go 6 2/3 innings for Lisbon. He records 9 strikeouts, and he gives up 2 runs in the game. Lisbon in the game with 4 errors. As for Edgeley, in the game with Trent Johnson starting the game and then Brady Hansen coming in relief for Edgeley. This game, first pitch set right around 12:51 and ending at approximately 2:29 p.m. So 12:51 p.m., 2:29 p.m., right around an hour and 58 minutes for this game. And Lisbon coming through here, and they're looking at that bracket breakdown. So looking at our Hunter Insurance bracket breakdown real quick here. As this next game coming up at 4 p.m. So we do have a little bit of break here, a little bit of time between these rounds. As on the championship side of the bracket, this first semifinal game should be a dandy here between Grafton and Garrison. If you've been tuned into this tournament the last couple of days, you got a couple of really powerful, tough teams there. Discipline, good aggressive base running, discipline at the plate, really able to put the ball in play. So Grafton will take on Garrison in that first semifinal game. And then later on this evening, after the conclusion, about 25-30 minutes after the conclusion of that semifinal game between Grafton and Garrison, it will be Thompson and Lisbon as the nightcap. As the first game there was Thompson over Burlington by a score of 7-2, and now Lisbon downs Edgeley by a score of 3-2. So the host Lisbon moves on to fight another game here in this tournament, as they'll go ahead and face Thompson after the semifinal game between Grafton and Garrison. So that is our Hunter Insurance bracket breakdown, as we'll continue to hold here and wait a few more minutes there to get our Enbridge Energy player of the game there, and that's going to be Cam Cordero. As Cordero in the game, he goes 6 2/3 inning with those 9 strikeouts and a great had a good defense behind him. They made a few errors, mostly on the kind of those throws over to first base. But other than that, he got some plays there out of his third baseman in Ryland Moss. That one back in the second inning, and then back in the fourth inning, another great play, recording an out against Nathan Shealy. As we'll go ahead and we'll step away, take another break, come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Hey, welcome back. Your liveevent.com. As we're back here to hand out some of these awards for the game today between Lisbon and Edgeley, as we have our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game up here with Cam Cordero of Lisbon. The starting pitcher for Lisbon, he went 6 2/3 innings and picking up 9 strikeouts. Really came out there in that 7th inning and shut the door on Edgeley. Friedenberg ended up getting on base. You reached your pitch limit, so you had to come out of the game. Lincoln Adair, your teammate, comes out there and closes things out for you. So just kind of walk us, as you guys kind of entered the day against Edgeley. You played them earlier in the season. You guys here in the state tournament, both teams with that 1-1 record. So what was kind of the game plan coming into the day as far as Lisbon, and then how you executed it?
Yeah, well, we played Edgeley up in the Valley tournament, and we got throttled. I mean, it wasn't a good game for us, so we just came in just like we did Hankinson, Lidgerwood, and districts, just play baseball, and we'll work it out, and we did. I mean, we played make plays. Our defense was great. Our hitting really turned up in the 6th inning. I think we had 2 runs, and yeah, it feels good having a defense behind me and a closer I can come in and shut them out like that last hitter.
Yeah, and then, just talking about Edgeley, they weren't going to make it easy on you guys. It was just a back-and-forth battle. At one point, they had the lead. You guys, like you said, you came back, you scored 2 runs. You guys found a way to manufacture runs. You've done that all tournament long, right? You've been able to be a little bit creative on the base pass, and now you got 2 wins in this tournament. So just kind of looking ahead here now, as you guys prepare for your next game. I mean, you're going to have a tough game here against Thompson, but, coming out of this game with Edgeley, you got to be feeling good on how things went entering into this next game with Edgeley.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to take it one game at a time, as Ben has been preaching. We played a really tough Garrison team, and we knew it was going to be tough, and coming back from that, we just one game at a time. That's what our 2 words are for every game, just one game at a time. Just play baseball, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. And then just kind of go back to this game again. Just got to mention there's a couple plays in there that, your teammates came in there. You guys had a few errors, but some of the plays that they made there, Rylan Moss over at third had a great play over there. So you had pretty good defense there behind you as well. What does that mean, though? What does that mean as a pitcher? When you know that you can throw strikes across the plate and they're going to be out there to, to help you make those outs on the field. What does that do for you out there?
It gives me much confidence that I need to get through games. I mean, and one was ripped off me at the center. I put my head down, thought I was a hit. Jacob makes a diving catch. I'm like, okay, I will definitely take that. That's awesome. And Ryland's play, that was great. Runner on third, tough situation, gets him out, runs the play perfectly how we're supposed to do. Just gives me as much confidence as I need to just keep throwing strikes in there.
Yeah, and then let's go back to that first inning because, man, you took some shots out there in that first inning. It's kind of a target out there, but just the presence of mind there, you got the glove in front of it, you fielded those balls and made the play. So, I guess just as somebody that maybe hasn't been out there for a while, somebody that's never been out there, what's that like there to kind of take those plays? And then what is the, kind of the coaching, I guess, and all the training and stuff that you guys get in practice? How does that help you out when you're in a situation like that?
Yeah, you just got to be ready for anything. I mean, once you pitch the ball, you got to become a fielder. I mean, those were hard hit balls. Thought that one was in my glove. It's gone. It's on the ground in front of me. I mean, you just got to be ready to make plays wherever you're at, or else you're going to get shocked one of the times, and it's not going to end well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, everybody, that's our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game there, Cam Cordero. We're going to send him back down to the field as he's got to get ready here to play another game today, and it's going to be facing Thompson. So congratulations, Cam Cordero, and congratulations to Lisbon.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll step away, take a word from our sponsor, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com as we're going to continue on handing out these awards for a game. So we have our Halstead Telephone Communication, or HTC Connection of the Game. Discover local reliability you can trust at Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect at halsteadtel.com here for that HTC Connection of the Game. And for that HTC Connection of the Game, I'm going to go with that pitching combination there with Cam Cordero going 6 2/3 innings. They bring in Lincoln Adair, and Adair recording the stave with the big strikeout on Drew Thorpe. So no easy task coming in, pressure situation like that, kind of game on the line. You got to run her on, and Lincoln Adair comes through with the strikeout. So that's your part of your HTC Halstead Telephone Communication Connection of the Game there from halsteadtel.com. As we'll continue on, we got our Agassiz Ag Precision Play of the Game with your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsborough, 701-436-2119, or visit plannerdoc.com. That's 701-436-2119 at plannerdoc.com. As that award is going to go out to, you got Rylan Moss on third base as he saves a run as the dribbler down to Rylan Moss. He looks off the runner on third, and the runner about halfway down kind of hesitated. Moss thought about going to first. He comes back to get the runner in the run down, record the out, and saving a run there, and potentially the game now with the score the way it was here, as Lisbon prevailed 3-2. So that Agassiz precision of the play going out to our third baseman there in Rylan Moss. So congratulations there, Rylan Moss. Congratulations, Cam Cordero, and to Lisbon picking up the victory as they're going to face Thompson here later today. So just like to thank our post-game sponsors for our interview there with Dakota Heritage Bank. So Dakota Heritage Bank doing a lot of work here for us, sponsoring the 2026 North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament. So Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future, with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota at DHD.bank. Sponsors of our post-game interview here with Cam Cordero. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead. We got to get reset back here. We're going to have a little bit of a break as the next game's scheduled to start at about 4 p.m. So we'll be back here right around 3:40 or so. Back on the air, get into that pregame show for that game against the semifinal game against Grafton and Garrison. So, on behalf of myself, Brent Dick, and Chase Miller, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you right around an hour for that semifinal game.